Welcome back. Alzheimer's disease affects millions of American families, and today we learned it even hits the very richest among us. Bill Gates revealed today for the first time that his father, 92-year-old Bill Gates Sr., suffers with the disease. To that end, Gates is putting his mind and his money toward fighting back. The billionaire philanthropist is investing $100 million of his own money to find a cure, and he is optimistic.
Yeah, so I'm an optimist, bringing in new ideas. That's what we're going to have to do to have great drugs for this in the next 10 to 15 years.
Gates spent about a year before deciding to make this announcement, trying to understand how complex the disease really is and how difficult it has been to find treatments. In fact, researchers at Ohio State are making some promising progress of their own. Early evidence shows deep brain stimulations might slow the progression of Alzheimer's. Ohio State scientists surgically implanted electrical wires into 3 Alzheimer's patients, sort of like a brain pacemaker. By stimulating the frontal lobe of the brain, patients' ability to do daily tasks declined more slowly than those without it. So we stay on the topic tonight. As our Live at 7 segment, we take a deeper dive into issues surrounding Alzheimer's disease. And for that, we welcome Dr. James Campbell from Metro Health, who also teaches at Case Western. Thanks for coming in. The news of $100 million being donated by Bill Gates, as you and I were saying, that really helps.
It's a fabulous gift. It's really a chance to honor his father, but it really can make an impact on a disease that's just affecting so many people nowadays.
Why is that? If you could give us a thumbnail sketch of why is that?
The number one reason, people are growing older.
Okay.
So the fact that, 50 years ago, we didn't have as many people with Alzheimer's because we didn't have as many people who lived to be 85.
Right.
And that's really the number one cause of fueling the number of just total population of millions of people who are now suffering from this disease, both the patient and the family who's working with them.
Now, you told me that there are really different kinds of the disease. It can hit people earlier in life, and then the kind that we kind of all know that it hits people who are later in their life.
Right. There appears to be variants that some are genetically tied. Particularly, we see in particularly Down's patients can get Alzheimer's type symptomatology in their 30s and 40s. We see people who get Alzheimer's symptoms in their 50s and 60s.
Right.
And that probably, again, has some genetic reality. And then there's a series of people who get it in their 80s and 75 and 85 and 90. That's more a classic wear and tear. There's probably multiple different things that are causing this disease.
Okay, tell me this. Where do you think we are in the progression of trying to, maybe not solve it. Maybe, is that too much to say? Are we ever going to solve it? Or at least to try and, curtail it, slow it down?
I think we're very close to being able to slow it down. I think in terms of being able to solve it, by understanding that it was multiple different areas and multiple different causes, that's really opened up the possibility to say, okay, well, the 5% that's caused by this mechanism can be solved by this problem. The 20% that's caused by that, so that actually that's opened the door to being able to really process the information and get to what's probably going to be multiple cures and multiple treatments.
When you hear about what we said before we introduced you here about what has happened down at Ohio State, how does that excite you?
I mean, the concept that people are trying deep brain stimulation, which is traditionally used for Parkinsonism.
Right.
And, just the fact that somebody's willing to give that a try for Alzheimer's disease just shows you how aggressively people are looking into new and innovative ways to do research, because there's so many people involved. And, 2 of the 3 people in that study actually did substantially, meaningfully better than we're not having it.
Yeah, Doctor, thanks very much for coming in.
You bet.
Dr. James Campbell joining us when we come back on Donovan Live here at 7. The actor's set to play Mr. Rogers in a new movie that's getting 2 thumbs up before the cameras even start rolling, right after a timeout.